So say goodnight to the bad guy.
You looking at the bad guy. This the last time that you ever see a bad guy like me. You don't have the guts to be who you wanna be.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Honor Among Thieves Podcast. Once again, as always, your host, Nelson Rodriguez Jr., coming at you with another episode. You guys asked for it, so I'm bringing it. Very special part 2. By popular demand, the return of John Poet Thornton, a.k.a. the White Tony Montana. Welcome back, brother.
Oh, God. You're still killing me with this, man.
You're walking into it. I mean, it works. Clickbait. We got to,
Yeah, it's definitely clickbait, but it's definitely wonderful because I am number one on your channel.
You are.
And I want to
Undisputed
thank
champion.
everybody for enjoying my story, enjoying the life of Poet. It's been amazing, man. Everybody that's reached out to me, it's been phenomenal. And that's what it's all about, bro. It's not about my story being boastful. It's about people reaching out to me and helping them. And you brought that to life. So thank you to you for allowing me to do that, man.
Thank you for trusting me with putting your story out there.
Oh, man, it's like no homo, but it's a love letter. It's definitely a love letter that you provided, man. You've been amazing.
I'm a storyteller at heart, man. So when someone has a good story, it's easy.
Right. It's a real story.
It's good.
You know?
Good. You got everything. You got crime, you got action, you got love, you got prison.
Yeah.
You got everything.
Yeah. I got a Cuban. It's cool.
All right. So before we get into where we said we were gonna pick up before, because we were gonna pick up on the prison story.
Okay.
Let's recap on a couple things. So first thing.
Right.
I remember you saying something about you had a cop on your team.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, without giving away names if you don't want to, let's dive into that for like 10, 15 minutes. How did that transpire?
Okay, so my co-defendant, Carlene, she was a lesbian. We talked about it on your first show.
We did.
She was dating a cop, and it was in a small town in Louisiana where you just came back from.
Where I just came back.
I don't want to give out the town, but and she would travel to Tampa to visit Carlene. And when she was here in Tampa, she would sell drugs for me in the clubs as a cop. I mean, she was not a cop then, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like she would sell drugs, and she would actually give me information about how cops would set up drug dealers and that sort of thing. And how my mind works, I was like, well, I need more information. Like I wanted her to give me information on who confidential informants were, who undercover cops were. And that's the whole point of my story, where I was trafficking drugs to Louisiana because she was a cop there. What? In a small town. I mean, come on now. Small towns that have, fucking 6 cops, and I have a sergeant on my motherfucking team? That's a perfect place for me to traffic drugs to.
Right. It's a big deal in a small town because the police force is tiny, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So is that how you ended up setting up distribution throughout the Southeast?
Correct.
That's how you started?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did she specifically take it from Tampa to Louisiana? Or
No, she didn't take anything. She was just providing me information, and she was going to provide protection for
Gotcha. Okay.
my distribution there.
That's sick.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, you always hear like the real big stories. They always, the cops get involved and stuff. So it's
Right.
That's it.
She's retired now, so that's why. I mean, that's what people don't get is I don't want to give out specifics. That's why I changed the timeline around.
Right.
That's why I do certain things with my story, because I want to protect the privacy of people, man. I don't. People are retired. Maybe they have families. Maybe they don't want people to know who they're involved with. So that's why I changed the timeline. Don't mention names. Don't mention certain things.
Right.
Because out of respect for them.
Another thing, you sold cocaine to John McAfee?
Correct.
That's sick.
Actually, I sold. It was cocaine, LSD, ecstasy, and what was the other? And marijuana. You know, his wife was just on Matthew Cox, and she was like, "Yeah, John McAfee never did drugs." I almost spit out my fucking drink. I was like, "What? He never did? Are you fucking insane, girl?"
That's funny.
Like she was a dumb prostitute. That's all she was. That's all she was to him.
John
was a
McAfee
dumb prostitute.
married a prostitute?
Yes.
That's hardcore.
Yeah. Do you know the story about her?
I don't.
Yeah, she was a prostitute in Miami.
Really?
And yeah. That she's just riding the fucking. She's just trying to get money, bro. I have no respect for her, actually.
That's hardcore.
Yeah.
Why would
I
John
never
McAfee,
met her, by the way, but I still have no respect for her.
Why would John marry a prostitute?
John was a mad scientist.
He was a
man.
wild guy, right?
Wild guy, brother.
You know, you and Kyle have that connection through John McAfee.
Yes, we do.
And Kyle's told me he was a pretty wild dude.
Yeah, wild motherfucker, bro. And she even tells it on the Matthew Cox show how, you know, he was fucking other girls, seeing other prostitutes, doing all this other shit. But he loved me. Come on, stop it, girl. And she's all trying to do this like Yahweh. She's all into God now, blah, blah, blah. Stop it. You're just trying to ride on the short coats of John McAfee. But the real story is John McAfee was a major drug addict. I made a lot of money off the guy.
Yeah, man. The stories you hear about John McAfee are wild. And you don't know how much of it is like exaggerated or true. Mm-hmm. But I figured you'd be the guy to ask since you used to be his plug. So
right. His wife, you know, it's a cash grab for her at this point. You know, she's trying to make money off him, of course. I mean, she was a prostitute on the streets of Miami. I mean, let's get this straight. She was a prostitute in the streets of Miami. He looked at her as a stray cat. And John McAfee was the type of guy, like I said, he was a mad scientist, but he liked to help people. He had a caring heart. He had a beautiful heart. Let me get that straight. He had a beautiful heart. Found someone, wanted to take care of her, brought her in. And now that he's passed away, God rest his soul, you know, it's a cash grab for her. So I don't know. I don't understand. She changed some of her timeline on that story about, you know, how he died and all that stuff. Maybe she's trying to get some money from it. I have no idea, but whatever.
all right. So a couple things. Just wanted to recap on those couple things from that we kind of scooted over in part one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So part one, we left off. You had just signed for 25 years, right?
Right. I signed for life, actually.
Holy shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you signed for life. At that point, I remember you saying you just didn't get, like, you didn't care anymore.
Right.
It was, you didn't give a fuck. It was just like,
Yeah.
whatever, throw me in prison. I
Yeah.
deserve this.
Yeah.
Was that kind of compounded because of everything, you know, the whole lifestyle, or was that specifically because of what happened with Luke?
Well, my whole lifestyle and what happened with Luke, you know, because I created a major organization, a major drug selling organization. I was the head of the fucking family. And I think I created a conscience at that point is I didn't want to hurt people anymore, man. You know, I didn't want to destroy people because what I was doing, man, like, you know, selling drugs, ecstasy, right? Ecstasy implies love, all that great stuff. No, ecstasy is nothing what it seems. It destroys people. It's addiction. It's a drug. And I was an enabler for fucking the whole Tampa and cocaine as well. So I grew a conscience, and I didn't want that beast on me anymore, man. And so I wanted to be put away for the rest of my life. I really did.
I commend you for that, brother, because a lot of drug dealers, the way they cope with it is like, I mean, whatever. People are going to use drugs. It doesn't matter who sells it.
Right, because there's a lot of piece of shit in this world, bro. And I'm not one of them, you know? And I just couldn't do it anymore. You know what I mean?
I totally get it.
I controlled a fucking monster. But you have to understand something. They should change the name of Tampa to Poet because I ran that fucking town. And I ran it in all the wrong ways.
Mm.
And I'm glad that I have this opportunity to be with you. I love you. You have a piece of my heart. And I'm glad I have this opportunity to sit here in this chair because I could be sitting in a fucking prison cell right now, man. If that bullet that I struck him with just reached a little bit over, it would have hit his heart. You know, if that fire, I burned 47% of his body. Come on now, man. It affects me, man. I have a conscience. You know, there's no games with this shit. Maybe listen to a fucking rap song and act like a gangster. No, I'm a real gangster. I'm a real gangster. And it affects me, man.
Would you say taking it would you say though you had to take it that far to realize how far you'd gone? Like something that drastic and that bad had to happen for you to kind of snap out of it and be like, wow, like, all right, I think I should stop now. Is that what it really took? Like something like that was bound to happen?
Well, if you're playing with drugs and you're doing anything illegal, that's bound to happen.
Right.
When you're at that point, we'll see if you're a real gangster or not. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense to you? Of course. Because whenever a person is pushed to that point, let's see what you're made of. And a lot of people like to talk, you know, especially in prison. You know, people be yapping all day that they're the hardest and they're a real gangster, blase, blase, blase. But what's a real gangster? What does a real gangster look like? You know, do you think this little small white kid right here wearing Versace shades and a Gucci suit, would you ever think I was a gangster? Fuck no. If you passed me on the street, you'd be like, oh, he's a lawyer. You know, but
some would say you look like a gangster, but hey.
I look like a gangster?
Yeah, like a real, made guy or something like that.
Nah. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You know, my friend Eddie likes to tell me about being allegedly, so allegedly I might be a gangster. I don't know.
All right, so you signed for life.
Yeah.
What ends up happening? Like, walk me through sentencing. I remember we were talking about sentencing. Your grandfather was there. It was the last time you saw him.
Oh, God, don't bring this up.
All right, we'll scoot over it.
My grandfather was there because I had a lawyer, the most amazing lawyer ever. He came to me and he said, see, I'm going to fucking cry again, bro. Stop it. He came to me and said, I can get you off the life because Luke is coming out of a coma. I think we can get you 25 years. I said, all right, I'll do 25 years. I can do 25 years, you know. Then Luke got better, and my lawyer and the state went out to Texas to do depositions on him. At this point, you know, like I said before, Luke was a piece of shit, man. You know, he was involved in some drug trafficking out there, ripped off another drug dealer, go figure. Got involved into some other shit. And you can read that in my newspaper article about when my lawyer and the state went out there to visit Luke. He said that if he testified against me, it would be detrimental for him to be a part of my organization called the Society. So Luke, my victim, that I fucking shot, that the bullet's still in his lung, and 47% of his body is third-degree burn, refused to testify against me because if he did, it would be detrimental to him being a part of my organization. So at my sentencing, you know, my grandfather, who I absolutely loved, and I worked around his chicken farm, he asked the judge if he could talk to me after I got sentenced, and that's the last time I got to see him.
My grandfather died when I was in prison too. That was rough for me. He was my best friend. For me, he was like that guy I always called when I was having a bad day. He would just crack a joke and make me feel better. It was hard. Somehow it was weird. I felt like, I don't know, I was very in tune with my spirit at that point. I feel like dark times are kind of push out the bullshit, and then you can feel what's going on in here. And something told me when I hugged him for that last time, I was like, say goodbye. That's it. You're not going to see him again. You know what I mean? So I know how you feel.
That's why I have chickens, is to remind me of him. I have a chicken named after you. So, yeah, he's running a podcast now. It's called The Chicken Coop, Honor Among Chickens. Check it out. It's on YouTube. It's great. Yeah, he's interviewing like chickens that were in like the Purdue farm. Yeah. His name is Nelson Rodriguez, A-Dub.
AKA Montana the Chicken. Anyway. All right. So you get sentenced. At this point, were you in custody? Were you out on bond? Like what?
No, they wouldn't give me a bond. I had $1 million bond. They wouldn't give me a bond.
So how long was the process between when you initially got arrested?
8 months.
Till you got sentenced? 8 months? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, and that was after you were on the run that you came back and all that, right? Like you went on the run to Mexico, you came back. And
it was 8 months. Yeah, 8.5 months.
Okay. So walk me through it. You get sentenced, and then what happens?
I get sent to prison.
Right. Walk me through your first day in prison. Getting
my first day in prison was, I was scared of shit, But, if you watch our first interview, I used to research clubs like a bank robber would research a bank if they wanted to rob a bank, That's how I would do in nightclubs. And so in the county jail, I'm asking everybody about, how to survive in prison. What do I need to expect? I'm trying to clock it. So when I get there, I know how to work the place, And, in the first interview, I talked about Nick. Nick was my cellmate. He was a part of my organization. So I already knew people, So my first day in prison, when they broke me out in the yard, right when they're marching us out, I hear, "Poet, bitch!" So I was like, oh, I'm good. I already knew. I'm
good.
All right.
I'm
good.
good.
I'm good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You couldn't get away from Nick. He was like...
No, it wasn't Nick there. It was some Aryan Brotherhood guys.
Oh.
Yeah. It was some Aryan Brotherhood people that I did business with on the street. Yeah. They always scream. Yeah. What's that?
They were your customers?
Yes. So what people don't realize is like these guys are always screaming like white power, white power. No, they should be screaming white powder because they bought a fucking ton from me and they loved me. When I got there, they're like, "Oh my God, poet bitch!" Like, yeah, you guys want some cocaine? I don't have any, but I'll get some. give me some time.
That's funny. All right, so first day on the yard, people recognize you.
Yeah. So, you know how prison is. Whoever you hang out with is who they think you are.
Right.
So they see my little small ass hanging out with the white power guys, the little Aryan Brotherhood. No, I don't give a fuck about that. I love Cubans. I love Dominicans like Eddie, I'm not on that shit. One of my great friends, he's a black guy. His name is Jesse. Jesse boy. Love you, Jesse. I told you I would give you a shout out. It was my time to do that. All white people that are racist say they have a black friend, right?
They do.
Just kidding. But I'm on the yard with the Aryan Brotherhood and the American Nazis because I sold drugs to them at the CFRC because I was only there for 5 weeks. I ran into Nick when I got to Quincy Annex, but they sent me to a place called Liberty CI, which was the most violent prison in the state of Florida. There was 2 stabbings going on a day there. Like, if you watch prison movies, like this was the real deal. Like you're in some shit if you get to Liberty, and they sent my little ass to Liberty. But I knew people there, too. So I was all right. I got on the yard, and I was like, I'm poet, bitch. I'm straight.
That's awesome. So it's crazy how you literally people knew you in every single prison.
Every single prison I went to, I was known. So that's the main thing in prison. It's like you already want that kind of collateral. Like you already want that notoriety that somebody knows you there because it's like an old folks home. everybody's gonna fucking, oh, that's so and so. So I was already known every place. I never had prom, bro. Never, ever.
So you get in. And let's talk about the first prison. So you get in. You see that the Aryan Brotherhood knows you used to sell coke to them on the street.
Yeah, white powder.
White powder.
White powder, brothers.
You settle in, right?
Yeah.
What's
5 weeks.
5 weeks.
Yep, 5 weeks I was at that unit
Okay.
before they sent me to Liberty.
Got it. Okay. So I did Fed time, obviously, so state time is very different.
Right.
Was Liberty CI where you stayed for a while?
Yeah.
How long were you there?
A year and 4 months.
How come you kept getting transferred?
Well, I got transferred because that's what they do in state is they transfer you furthest to your home. They want to if you're from Tampa, they're going to send you to the fucking Panhandle. You know, if you're from Miami, they're going to send you far. So they want you to transfer back with good behavior.
Okay.
So I got sent to the Panhandle. Everybody knows that shit. If you're at Liberty, you guys know it's fucking a death hole, armpit of fucking hell. Never go to prison, please.
Especially
Just
not
don't
state
go.
prison. Definitely not. All right. So you're in Liberty CI.
Yeah. And Quincy was their annex. So I was at Quincy as well. So I was at Liberty for a little while. Then they transferred me to their annex. And that's where I ran into Nick, who was my cellmate and who was my friend on the street, part of my organization. So whenever I got off the prison bus at Quincy, he was in the Sally Port because he worked in the kitchen. He was like, "Poet bitch." And let me clarify, the whole poet bitch thing came from Dave Chappelle, the Rick James,
Right.
you know, early
James,
2000s.
bitch.
That's when I was, you know, fucking doing my thing. It was, you know, I'm Rick James, bitch. So that's where the poet bitch came from. Yeah. Just to clarify that.
Oh, man. What are the chances of ending up with a cellmate that not only you knew, but
Right.
like, used to work for you on the street?
Right.
It's crazy.
So my whole life's been filled with serendipity moments, man. You know, that's how it's always been with me. I don't know why. You know, I'm not a very religious person, but I believe in God. But I give it to him, I guess, because you know, somebody's looking after me. I mean, how can somebody be part of my organization? I end up in the same cell as him. I end up in the same prison as him. I mean,
It's crazy.
come on, man. Is there a God? I mean, I think there is.
Maybe.
You know?
Who knows?
Who knows?
So Liberty CI was the most violent prison at the time.
Yeah, it still is.
So how do you operate in there? Like, tell me a little bit about what, like, the daily method of operation in there.
Well, I got there and they knew me already.
Nick knew you, right?
Yeah.
Was Nick rolling with everybody? Or?
No, not Nick was at Quincy.
Right.
So I was at Liberty, but they transferred me to Quincy. When I got there, I didn't really know anybody at Liberty at first until my first day. They always throw you on the yard when you first get to anywhere. You know, you go through the orientation process. And I was a high-profile inmate because of my jacket. So, you know, I was involved with organized crime. I was a drug ringleader. So I always got interrogated by the lieutenant or whoever, you know, the captain on the yard. And, you know, they would come and interview me. And I would always deny everything they would ask me because they're like, so tell me, you're the drug ringleader of Tampa, Florida? You're the white Tony Montana? I'm like, no. They're like, tell us about the society. I'm like, I don't know anything about this. And the more I denied it, the more they thought I was somebody. I mean, I'm fucking nobody, man. I'm John, you know? I mean, people make me out to be something, but I'm nobody. You know, I have a lot of followers, maybe, but I'm nobody, man.
Okay. So I just kind of want to dive into each prison before I move on. So what made Liberty CI so dangerous? Like, why was it considered the most? Is that where they shipped all the most violent people?
Maybe. I mean, it was a high-level yard. You know, I couldn't tell you that. But, it's different. You're in the federal system. I was in the state. So if somebody like walked up to me and goes, who holds the keys to this yard? I'm like, yeah, the guard holds the keys to the yard. I don't know.
That's fun.
Maybe in the feds, you guys have a different system, but I don't know anything about that shit. I don't. It's nothing like what the movies portray prison to be like. It's nothing what people tell you what prison is like. I was getting prepared for prison when I was in the county jail. Like, I shaved my ass. I was trying to look pretty. I put Skittles on my face. I was going to go in there and be like, somebody fuck me, please. Nobody ever did. Jesus. I was kind of disappointed in it.
Who can take this guy seriously? Jesus Christ. Give me some of that apple, boy.
Give me some apple.
Define the term ass puss, because I think that...
ass pussy, man, man. You want some man pussy, you know what I mean? I never got any man pussy. I wanted some, but I never got any.
That's a state prison thing. I'd never heard the term ass puss in the feds, ever.
I text you all the time like ass puss.
I know the term booty bandit. I've heard that before.
Booty bandit. Yeah. We had them. But they never even got my ass either. I'm still a virgin.
I would consider you blessed that didn't happen. Apparently you wanted that to happen.
I fucking wanted it to happen.
Anyway. All right. Liberty CI.
Yeah.
So, was there any structure there as far as like everybody could roll independent? You didn't have to be in a gang?
No, you didn't have to be in a gang. You didn't have to roll with anybody. But the people that, like I said, the guards controlled the yard, but the predominant people on that yard were the whites and the Spanish. Because let's be real here. The whites and the Spanish are outnumbered by the blacks. So if there's a race riot or something like that, the whites and the Spanish roll together in prison. That's just how it is. I'm sorry, people. I'm not being racist here. That's just how it is in prison, man. Whites, Spanish roll together.
Who were? So you told me. I remember the whites were the Aryans, the Aryan
right.
brother. Who were the Spanish?
Mexican mafia.
Really?
Mainly, yeah. And my good friend, who can't say his name. You're grabbing your phone. Don't grab your phone and text the fucking government whenever I talk about this guy. All right? I'm not going to talk about him now.
We can talk about him without mentioning names.
One of the heads of the Mexican mafia, him and I really got along.
Okay.
We befriended each other. Really good man. Really great man. And he followed me throughout prison like Nick did.
Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How did he end up in Florida?
Well, he's not from here, but he was. I don't want to get like I said.
I got you.
Like I said before, I mix up timelines. I don't talk about a lot of things because I respect people, and I don't want to.
Fair enough. All right. So, you said that the blacks outnumbered the whites and the Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Who were the blacks there? Who were they? The Bloods?
They had Bloods. They had the Crips. They had whatever they were doing. They didn't run nothing, man. Truly, they didn't run nothing. They had numbers, yes, but they were so disorganized. There's no organization. People that really had to organize were the Spanish or the whites.
Okay.
And
they had like a leadership hierarchy structure.
Oh yeah, people can I'm sure people are they watch all these shows about so and so doing this, so and so. No, let me tell you the real deal. Nothing like that was happening. The white guys, you did not want to fuck with any of the Aryans, any of the Nazis, any of the skinheads, any of the Cubans, any of the Mexican mafia guys, because they would fucking kill you. And they were not joking. They will kill you. They will fucking kill you. The black guys over in the corner with all that fucking rah-rah shit, they ain't doing nothing. All the little black bloods, they ain't doing nothing. All the little black Crips, they ain't doing nothing. The motherfuckers over here, they will fucking kill you. And them loudmouths know that. That's how it went. That's how it worked in the state. Period.
Cubans, huh? Were the Cubans independent, or did they have a group?
No, they ran with the whites.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, the Mexican mafia ran with the whites. The only ones that kind of were wishy-washy, what was their fucking names? The Latin Kings.
Latin Kings. Okay.
Yeah, they were wishy-washy. So they would run with the...
They were probably
kind of like... I don't want to fucking sell these guys out, but they were more of... they would run with the blacks when it was good for them. They would run with the whites when it was good for them. They would run with the Mexicans when it was good for them. Come on now. Have a little loyalty, you know?
Right. Okay. Latin Kings.
Yeah.
Interesting. Probably Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting hierarchy structure. It's very different from federal prison. Very different.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's hierarchy, but
Yeah, nobody was checking paperwork.
the people are checking. Your paperwork gets checked in the fence.
No, let me tell you this. I told this on another show when I was at Avon Park. The Bloods. Oh, everybody. Oh, the Bloods. No, I was doing time with the leader of the Bloods at Avon Park. He had a 25-year sentence. He was messing around with punks, which is against the rules. He was bringing in people that were child molesters. Only thing he cared about was money, you know? And that's the thing about these little fucking gangs, like little Crips, the Bloods, whatever the fuck they wanted, the little street gangs. They only care about fucking money. That's all they care about. I mean, you had your fucking leader. Your leader of your fucking gang is a fucking child molester, bro. Come on, man. Messing around with boys on the compound. Leader of the Bloods. Maybe it puts a target on my back now. I don't give a fuck about the Bloods. Fuck you, you know? Fuck them. Come for me, baby. I'm poet. You know? They ain't shit anyways.
Poet lives a reckless life, let me tell you.
No, but for real, the Bloods, the Crips, the folks, the little GDs, all of them, they're all pussy, bro. So I don't give a fuck if I put a target on my back when I say this. The 1090 Jakes, that's all they are. They're actually all 1090 Jakes. That's what they are. And I said that. John Poet. Do something about me. You ain't gonna do nothing because you're pussy and fuck with kids. So there you go.
Hardcore.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm hardcore.
Hardcore. Yeah, that's a huge difference between the Fed and the state. When you first told me that no one checks paperwork in the state, that was shocking to me.
Yeah, nobody does. No. Mm-mm.
Wow.
Nobody. It's actually a thing in prison, in state prison, where it's a stigmata if you ask somebody what they came to prison for.
It's bad if you ask someone? Oh,
Right.
my God. Really?
Yeah. Because there's so many child molesters. There's so many snitches. There's so many fake gangsters in there talking about how much dope they pushed. I'm like, bro, you robbed your grandmother. Like, you're not pushing fucking John Poet style 3 to 5 kilos a week. You're not doing that. It's all fucking insanity, brother. Insanity.
So what if there's that many rats and that many chomos, what keeps it structured? Like, what keeps it from, or is it just pure chaos all the time?
It's pure chaos all the time.
Oh, wow.
But then, you know, even people that are ignorant, even these little gangs that are ignorant, they know real motherfuckers. Like they're gonna handle work if you press up on them, and that's a great story. Let me share this story with you, because the youth in prison, that's the problem. The youth, you know, it doesn't matter the race, the black race, the white race, the Spanish race, the fucking youth, man. So they brought this kid in my cell block, young kid, man, and you know. I'm not gonna say his race because it doesn't matter his race, but you know, pants around his fucking knees, you know, talking about how he's hard as fuck and being disrespectful and always rapping and just being one of them loudmouth kind of kids, you know. And he took a soup from his roommate when he was out at rec or whatever, and his roommate got back and found out this kid took a soup from him, and his roommate cracked his fucking head open with a lock. And I'm waiting to go to chow. I'm waiting for all of us are in the cell block waiting for the doors to pop. And I see this little young kid. He's like walking like a zombie down the steps. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with, whatever his fucking name was? And he's like beating on the glass. And when he turns, I see his fucking brain basically and blood gushing out of his fucking head.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm like, fuck, bro. Your life was worth 22 cents. All that gangster shit that you were running around the fucking cell block doing. And the guy died, actually. He fucking died. And, his bunkie got a life sentence over it. But, yeah, the fucking youth, bro. I don't know if it's the fucking music or if they're putting fluoride in the fucking water or something, but
yeah, it makes them
the
go
fucking
crazy.
youth, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
All right, guys, taking a quick break from Honor Among Thieves podcast to bring you a word from our sponsor, and that is Federal Prison Tips. At Federal Prison Tips, we help people navigate the justice system from indictment, re-entry, everywhere in between. Whether you're a loved one trying to get relief for someone that you love that is in federal prison, you are currently in federal prison, or about to go to federal prison, we can definitely help you. Everything from plea mitigation, sentencing mitigation, PRSR challenges, anything about guidance while you're in prison, actually what to expect if you're a first timer and have never been there. Whether this is your second case, third case, you haven't quite learned your lesson yet. Either way, we can help you with everything that has to do with federal prison. Good time, FSA, second chance credits, getting designated to a facility. Any issues you might be having within the federal prison system, we can definitely help. Honor Among Thieves podcast. Mention that you saw us on the podcast and you'll get special rates only given to those who listen to the podcast. Again, 407-434-0175, extension 7. Hit us up, federalprisontips.com. Contact us. Let them know you heard about them through me. Now let's get back to the show. Yeah, I mean, the kids, I've heard some hardcore shit from like juvie stories.
Mm-hmm.
And that would never happen in an adult prison, ever. The stuff that kids kind of do to each other, that kind of world. Because there's no rules. They're willing to do whatever. You know what I mean? So I agree. Yeah, like the youth, and especially in that world, how dark it is, you know what I mean? So
yeah. And they don't last long in a cell block. Like all them little wannabe gangster kids, they come with that rah-rah shit. Like, you don't last long in a dorm. You don't. You just don't.
That's gnarly. I've never seen brain matter, so that's gnarly.
I have. Yeah, it's not a pretty thing. And the kid died, man,
That's sad. He ended up going to the infirmary, I'm assuming, and then he just...
No, I don't think he... And that's what prison does to you. It like... We were more worried about the guards popping the door than this guy's brains all over the back of his shirt. You know what I mean? And I dealt with that time and time and time and time again in prison. Is just the sheer violence, and I almost have like PTSD over it, man. It's like it doesn't bother me anymore because that's just one story, and I have a million of them. I have 10 years of stories of violence. Don't go to prison.
Definitely not.
Don't be like me, kids.
Definitely not. Cautionary tale.
Yeah. Don't be like a rap song. They should make a rap song about me. And fuck, man. Change the subject.
All right.
Let's do something else.
All right. So, who else at Liberty CI do you remember that was like you became really good friends with, or you respected?
Yeah.
Tell me a little more about.
Yeah, I befriended a couple guys actually. The Mexican mafia guy. We became really good friends, and a funny story. A maid guy in Italian mafia. Him and I became really good buddies, and on the street, his name was Jimmy the Guns.
Jimmy the Guns.
Yeah, his name on the street was Jimmy the Guns.
These Italians are the best at making up nicknames, let me tell you.
Right. When I met him, he was an old man, and he went and he was getting dentures put in. And he came back to the cell block, and he had no teeth. So I was like, Jimmy the Gums. Hey, hey, Jimmy the Gums. Come here. Let me give you a smack on your face. Jimmy the Gums. So this Italian guy, made guy in a Gambino crime family, mind you. And he's like, fuck you, poet. I'm like, yeah, Jimmy the Gums. Come here. What are you going to do? I'll give you a smack. Come here, bud. So his name was now Jimmy the Gums.
That's funny.
Because of me. Yeah, fuck you, Jimmy the Gums. But no, great guy. Cool, funny dude. Had a lot of fun with him. But state prison, it was like going back into time warp. It was almost like Back to the Future Part 4, where you go into segregation, you know. The whites with the whites and the blacks with the blacks, Spanish with the Spanish. And I was in a cell block where it was a T building, and every race had their own TV room. And of course, I'm white, so I had to go into the white TV room, and that's where this guy named Bob, he ran the TV room. So he gave you a seat.
Can you tell him to come here? Hold on. Sorry. Or actually,
we shut down now?
No,
what
no,
the fuck?
Yo, the board is recording, right? The board. No, it's going? It's recording? All right, cool. Cool. All right.
Where did I leave off?
Bob, the TV room.
Yeah. So Bob ran.
Eddie, we're good. Yeah. All right.
So Bob ran the white TV room. And love you, Bob. I actually got permission to talk about him. He didn't want me to use his last name, but.
Bob's pretty generic. Nobody knows
Yeah.
him.
His name is Robert, but Bob.
Bob.
But I sat next to Bob in that TV room for 4 years. But he ran the TV room for the whites. And you were not getting a seat unless Bob said you could have a seat. Bob watched whatever he wanted to watch. And you're going to, I mean, he was diplomatic about it. But it was very strange in the state prison how that worked, you know. But yeah, Bob was a good guy. I sat right next to Bob, 4 years of my sentence. Yeah.
What was Bob in for?
I don't want to talk about his business.
All right. Fair enough. Okay, we'll keep it generic. Okay, so that was Liberty CI, right? Violent place. Tell me a little bit about kind of, and then we'll transition into your next correctional institution that you went to. Tell me about the interactions, how kind of like between crews, or how things went down, or how something would escalate or de-escalate, that kind of stuff.
That was between people and not really groups. You know what I mean? There was nothing like you see in the movies or what people talk about. So there's really, I don't really have anything to touch on with that.
Okay, fair enough. So every time you transferred, was it like a safer facility, quote unquote?
No.
Or not really?
No. Anytime I went to a prison, I got pulled in to the captain's office, to the lieutenant's office, to the warden, and they would always interrogate me like, you're an organized crime leader. You're the king of the underground. You're the white Tony Montana. It's funny as fuck. But they were like, don't do any recruiting on my compound. That's what they always would tell me. I'm like, do you have any ecstasy or cocaine here? There's no reason for me to recruit anybody if you don't have these things. It was crazy for me. I was a high-profile inmate. I always went through the same, stuff every compound I went on. So I always said it on other shows. I had it better than most.
All right. So what was the biggest difference between Liberty CI and Quincy once you got transferred? Like, did you see any differences, or was it exactly the same?
Well, I knew Nick when I got there,
Right.
and there was a couple other guys that were a part of my organization when I got there. I was always wondering. I was like, I guess now I know where you went because you disappeared from Tampa. You're in prison. Hung out with the Mexican mafia guys. There was this guy on the compound. He had what you guys call bad paperwork. His name was I don't remember his real name, but they give him the nickname T-Rex, and they also called him Chicken Wing. And he was a little handicapped guy. He had like weird arms, like a T-Rex, But I guess he was in there for raping kids, and they put him. And I think this what COs do in state prison, because they put this fucking child molester next to the head of the Mexican mafia. And let me clarify this. The head of the Mexican mafia, all his crew was all in the same bunk area as him. And I was right across from him as well. And they would terrorize this guy like all the fucking time. He would be sleeping, and one of his guys would go over there and just literally like take his fucking bunk and like rip it up from under him. There was another time we're on the rec yard, and they would line us up. You could smoke in there as well at the time, and we're in lines to go back to our cell blocks. And one of the Mexican mafia guys put a lit cigarette in the guy's back pocket, so you can't talk while they're lining us up, so it's all silent. And one of the Mexican mafia guys put a cigarette in his back pocket, and you heard this, ah! And he has little arms. He's like a little T-Rex, so he's trying to put out his pants because it was on fire.
That's crazy.
Because of the cigarette. They would terrorize the fuck out of this guy. And I was transferring one night. I was going to Avon Park. I put a good adjustment transfer in. And Chicken Wing was yapping his mouth one night, and somebody wasn't hearing it, and they split his shit, and in front of my bunk, his whole cheek busted.
Oh my God.
Wide open whenever his head hit the fucking floor. And I was like, oh goddamn, my transfer is gonna be messed up now because of this. But yeah, prison's not a good place to be, man. But even then, let's say that Chicken Wing T-Rex, whatever you want to fucking call him, had a lot of money. He could pay protection to the Mexican mafia, and then he would be all right. Or to the whites. You're not going to pay protection to the Bloods because they're just going to take advantage of you. Because, like I said, blacks might have numbers in there, but the whites, the Cubans, the Spanish, they ran shit. You can talk all you want. They ran shit. And funny story, when I was at Quincy, I had a guy that worked at staff canteen, and he was smuggling back bubble yum, little packs. He was smuggling them back to me, and I was like selling it to all. I paid tribute to the Mexican mafia because I ran with them guys. So there was one time I walked out to the rec yard, and there was like, over 100 guys blowing bubbles on the rec yard, chewing gum. And I just had this moment. I was like, oh my God, I provided that for these people. A moment of a piece of freedom. You know what I mean? Because you can't buy gum on our canteen. So that was kind of cool that I did that,
You said something really funny when I was watching you record that first podcast you did with Jason and Kyle. What? Tell the viewers what a yellow bone is.
Oh, yellowbone. Yeah, I worked at the farm with this guy named Ryan. Funniest guy ever, dude. That guy was funny as shit. But yeah, we were picking. They had us out in the fields picking yellow squash, and all these fucking savage ass inmates were fucking these squash. They were literally nutting up in it, fucking these squash, and they would throw it in the pile and send it to the chow hall.
Why?
I don't know. It was a pocket pussy to them, but they were fucking these squash. So when they, after work call, we would go back to the compound. We would be at dinner, and we would have squash on our plate. I would tell the guy next to me, I'm like, don't eat that shit, bro. Even if I didn't know him, I'm like, do not eat that squash. He'd be like, why? I'm like, do you know what they're doing at the farm? They're fucking them. They're nutting in that squash, bro. Don't eat it. Period. This motherfucker would be eating it and shit. I'm like, good. Good for you. I'm not eating this squash, man. I love vegetables. I don't like that vegetable. But yeah, yellow bones, man. They call light-skinned black girls red bones. In prison, we call them yellow bones.
Oh my God! Why would that?
Yeah,
the squash?
You want some squash?
No, I'm good.
You good?
I'm good.
You good, bro?
Yeah.
Don't eat it.
I'm good.
Don't eat it.
That's wild. Okay, so let's get back to Quincy for a second. So we're in Quincy.
Yeah.
You meet up with Nick, a couple other guys you know.
Right. A couple of people that were a part of my organization, mind you. So,
right.
When I got there, it was like what they said on Matt Cox. Like, Matt Cox was like, when Poe walked into prison, it was like, poet. Yeah, it was really like that. People were like, oh my God, Poet's here. Like, yeah, bitch, I'm Poet. Yeah, I've told this story 1,000 times. Like, I never had a problem in prison. I never got in one fight. Not one. Nobody ever fucking tried me. Nobody was ever doing nothing. No. I was highly respected. Small white guy, look at me, man. I'm a fucking... I weigh as much as your leg. I mean, nobody was fucking with me, man.
You think that was kind of like a give respect to get it kind of thing?
No, it was, if you fuck with me, you're going to be dead kind of thing.
Fair enough.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, we don't have no guns in prison, but we had gasoline, so you would definitely get burned up.
You guys had access to gas?
It was a joke.
Oh.
Luke.
Got it,
when
got
I
it.
did the Luke. Sorry, Luke.
Sorry. He's a change guy
Fuck.
now. All right. How long were you at Quincy?
My whole panhandle situation, it was all 1 year and 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once it's your first year and 4 months, another question, which I was going to get to eventually, but how'd you end up only doing 10? Is that because I've heard the state is big on parole?
Yeah.
So you were able to get out on parole?
No, we don't have parole. It was 85%. So you do 85% in your time in the state if you have good behavior. So I did 8.5 years on the 10.
Oh, because you ended up getting a 10-year sentence.
Right.
Oh, because I remember you said you signed for life. But
right.
Okay, you got it done.
Right.
All right. So you spend 1 year and 4 months in the Panhandle.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go to after that?
Avon Park.
Which is where?
Polk County.
Polk County, Florida.
Polk County.
Okay.
Rebel flags. Polk County, baby.
All right.
Trump supporters.
I would assume because it's a state prison.
Mm-hmm.
Did you one bus ride, or did you go from county to county to county to county?
No, they stopped me in Butler. 1090 Jake wants to talk about Butler, and he's talking about stories from the 1980s, like the jar with the gold teeth, and K-Wing Slim, and N slang term Charlie. Like 1090 Jake doesn't know what the fuck he is talking about. He's talking about stories from the 80s, bro. Like all that shit. No, I went through Butler. It's not like what he's talking about. It's a medical camp. I was there for a week. Then they transferred me to Avon Park, and I spent the rest of my time there.
Okay. Was Avon Park just as dangerous as the other places?
No.
Okay.
Hell no.
Okay. What made Avon Park less dangerous? Was it kind of a place you went to after you were on the right page in prison? You didn't get into trouble? They let you go there?
Avon Park was more of... it's hard to explain it because when I was at Liberty and Quincy, you know, it was controlled movement. You couldn't do anything. You couldn't even, you know, step out of line. If you did, they would whoop your ass. Avon Park was like, you could do whatever the fuck you wanted. Walk wherever you wanted. Do whatever you wanted. In prison, we call them hard camps and sweet camps. You know, you hear all these fucking social media guys. I'm not going to mention names. But they're like, yeah, I would rather do time on a hard camp than a sweet camp because there's more respect on a hard camp. Fuck you guys. You guys are bullshit, man. Stop gassing people up about prison and you guys were hard and all this. Stop it. You know, you would definitely want to do time on a sweet camp. You know, people talk about, oh, there's more respect. You know, because if you're on a hard camp, motherfuckers will stab you. Shut the fuck up. People will stab you at any prison. Doesn't matter if you're at a sweet camp or a hard camp. I'd rather be at a sweet camp because I can access more contraband and do whatever the fuck I want and live almost like I'm on the street, you know? Get some ass puss. You know what I mean? Get some of that ass puss. I had to throw that in there.
In the higher security prisons in Quincy and Liberty CI, you weren't able to get, was it really, really hard to get contraband?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was more lockdown, you know? But at the sweeter camps, you could get access to the alcohol and the buck. We call it buck. Stuff like that, you know?
Okay. What was, did you have a prison hustle when you got to Avon Park?
Yeah. Yeah, because of my dog, George Blantang. You know, he just got out doing 21 years. I've been his friend for a long time. We did a lot of time together as well. They just locked him up on a probation violation. Free George, baby. But anyways, he was fucking a teacher. He was a teacher orderly, and she was bringing us in 2 packs of cigarettes a day.
That guy had it made.
Oh, no. We had it made. But she was bringing us in pizza. She was bringing us in steak fajitas, protein powder, whatever the fuck we wanted, man.
That's great.
So we lived great for a year in prison. And, of course, a snitch, you know, got jealous and they turned us in.
Yeah. Not cool, bro.
Yeah.
What a pussy.
That's what happens.
In those situations, what happens? Well, we call it the shoe, but you guys call it the box?
Yeah, the box, yeah.
Okay. So tell me.
Yeah, they sent them to the box. They shipped them. You know, I still had my connections in prison because I had a correctional officer on my team as well. But he refused to, like, bring me anything illegal, like cigarettes or dope or anything like that.
Right.
But he would bring me in food, and he would give out messages for me. If I needed to contact someone, I could trust him with the information. He would contact them. I'm not going to touch on who that person is.
Of course.
Like I said, I respect, you know, people.
So you're the first person I've ever met that did time that had a CO on the team. So this is interesting. We're gonna.
I had 2 actually.
Really?
Yeah, because my cousin worked at the prison as well.
Ooh.
Yeah,
okay.
my cousin by marriage worked at Avon Park where I was at, but he never did anything for me.
Right.
And we wanted to keep it a secret because if they would have found out that he was my cousin by marriage, I would have been shipped.
Yeah.
He would have got shipped as well. But yeah, he never did anything for me. And only one interaction I had with him, which is, I keep on hitting this fucking mic, but one interaction I had with him throughout my whole time at that prison is I got called to the MTC building for a drug test. And he was giving out the drug tests. And I knew who he was. He knew who I was, of course. And I go into the bathroom to do the drug test. And I'm pissing in a cup. I give it to him. And he goes, hey, Poet, how's your mom doing? I'm like, she's all right, bro. He's like, all right, man, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, all right. That was the only interaction I ever had with my fucking cousin at the whole prison. You know, he was a sergeant too. So, But I had another correctional officer on my team. And the reason why I had him on my team, because he was familiar with my case. And I'm not going to touch too much on this. But I'm still, I still talk to him to this day. Yeah, it's kind of funny because it was microwave popcorn one time, and he was like, he would call me Thornton, inmate Thornton, around other officers, but just him and I together, he would call me Poet. You know, we had that kind of thing going on. There was one time he came to where I was at, and he goes, "Hey, Poet, empty that trash can in my office." I said, all right. I go in there, and I already knew what that meant. You know, I look in the trash can, and there's microwave popcorn. So I smuggled the microwave popcorn back to my cell block. I gave it to another one of my homeboys. He was doing a life sentence. He was never getting out. He killed his parents over a crack binge.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a 19-year-old kid, killed his parents. By the time I met him, he was 55 years old.
Oh, my God.
And so I smuggled some popcorn, microwave popcorn back for him, and I gave it to him. And he's like, I haven't had microwave popcorn in 25 fucking years, man. He's like, thank you so much. You know, that's how I spent my time, bro. Like, you know, like I said before, I never got into one fight. Nobody ever fucking tried me. It was nothing like that, man. And if you're going to fucking try me, I'll fucking shoot you and burn you alive. So don't fucking try me.
As your criminal record clearly points out. Okay, so let's a little more about having the CO on the team.
Yeah.
I'd heard stories about guys who had COs on the team in the feds. Never heard about this in the States, so I want to explore this just for a second. What kind of went on? Like, were there clear rules to? All right, so you did say he wouldn't do certain things.
Yeah, he told me straight up.
Right.
He would not bring me any type of drugs.
Anything illegal, right?
Yeah, right. But he would
Carry
give
messages,
out. Yeah.
right.
If I needed to give out a message, a sensitive message to someone, he would do it for me.
Right.
He was actually running my social media. He created a Facebook page for me.
You had a CO on the team and he ran your social media.
Yeah.
That's priceless.
Yeah, he was running and every day he would bring me messages from my social media.
And then you would tell him what to post?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And he would do it
That's awesome.
freely.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What would that cost you? What was the relationship like?
Yeah, he just loved it because who I was. He knew my case. He was familiar with me.
So he did it just because you guys got along really well?
Right. And he knew who I was.
Okay.
Like, he was familiar with my case. Like I said, I had a really big case in the area. And he was just enamored, like, oh, my God, Poet. I mean, I got that. I still get that to this day, man. When I get around people, they're like, Poet. God damn, you're the white Tony Montana. That's goddamn John Poet Thornton. And he was one of them guys that loved me for me. And, you know, like I said, I still talk to him to this day. And
that's awesome.
Really cool that he did that for me. Yeah, this guy he would, like, literally, he would print out what people said to me on social media, and he would smuggle it back into prison. So I can't get on, like, the details of it because he's retired now. But whenever he would see me, he would give me the paper, and I would open it up, and I would see the social media, and I'd be like, hey, man, tell this person to do this. Tell this person I want this done. Tell this. And he would do it freely. And he loved it. He loved it. He loved it because he was doing me a favor. I don't know. It's weird. People love that about me. And people love to do me favors. And he did whatever I fucking wanted.
Man, that's crazy. CO just helped you out just because he liked you as a friend.
Yep.
It's definitely a first on my show.
I'm John Poet Thornton, baby.
I'm Poet, bitch.
I'm Poet, bitch. Do whatever I want.
I love this guy. All right, guys, taking a quick break from the podcast to talk to you about Gus Villa Jewelry. Yo, let's be real here for a second. If you're rocking plain jewelry in Miami, of all places, you are doing it 100% wrong, my boy. Step your game up with Gus Villa Jewelry, the plug for real Cuban link gold and silver chains. And of course, the cleanest Rolexes in all of Miami. This isn't factory made or watered down or any of that stuff. This is high quality, custom, handmade stuff that shines from here to the moon. It turns heads, starts conversations, and makes you look fresh. Gus has something that'll level up your whole vibe. And because you're locked in here with us at Honor Among Thieves Podcast, you're getting a hookup. Use the promo code Montana at checkout. Get 5% off your entire order. That's right, 5% off. Go check them out at GusVillaJewelry.com or pull up on them in the Diamond District down here in downtown Miami. GusVillaJewelry.com. Again, that's GusVillaJewelry.com. And tell them your boy Montana sent you. Gus Villa Jewelry. Now back to the podcast.
The Mexican mafia guy got to Avon Park, and they put him in the same cell next to me. So I'm hanging out with the Mexican
Mafia leader. Yeah.
Yeah, they had the wine. They were making the wine, and they were the hustle. We're drinking wine. It's like hanging out on a back porch, kind of thing. Yeah, good times at Avon Park, man. Like, he had the whole place clocked. Like, whatever, it was going through him. And I was his running mate, so there you go.
All right, so Brandon Ward.
Yeah.
You wanted to touch up on that.
Yeah, Brandon Ward, man, a guy in prison. Injustice, man. He shouldn't. They gave him 60 fucking years, brother. He was a Marine.
Wow.
A Marine.
60 years.
He has a book out. Please go on Amazon. Check out Brandon Ward, Stand Your Ground. He's a fucking Marine. People come after him. He ends up killing one person, stabbing another. He survived. But it was a Stand Your Ground case. But it was in a small town here in Florida. And they trumped this guy up because, somebody knows the fucking,
the judge or whatever.
Yeah. And they fucked this guy up, man. Give this motherfucker relief. Let Brandon out. Free Brandon, man. For real. But buy his book. It's $15, man, on Amazon right now. Brandon Ward, Stand Your Ground. Fucking Marine, bro. Mm. You try to come fucking hurt one of our fucking soldiers? Come on now. What do you think he's going to do? Really fucked up case. Please check it out. If you rock with me, if you rock with Poet, check out Brandon Ward. Check out his case. Buy his fucking book. Let's get this guy some clemency. Let's get this guy out of fucking prison, man. I just talked to him on the phone before I came here. I talked to his mom. It's very important to me. He's really great friends with my road dog, Big G. I fell in love with this guy just like I did with you. I mean, this guy owns a piece of my heart, man. Let's free Brandon, man, for real. And really, keep this on your show. Do not edit it. Free Brandon. Grab his book, man. Brandon Ward, Stand Your Ground. Let's get him some clemency. Let's get him out of fucking prison, man.
Tell me about how you meet him.
I didn't meet Brandon. Big G, my dog, my road dog, George Lamont, saying, I'm a better bass fisherman than you. Actually, Big G, George, he's arrested right now. They got him on a probation violation. I mean, George just got out. He just served 21 fucking years, man. And they just trumped him up on a probation charge. It's funny because he's in county jail right now, and in the county jail you can get hot food, right? So yesterday, I sent him like $70 worth of hot food. So he got like 3 calzones, like subs, pizza, chicken wings. He got a whole bunch of fucking food. I talked to him before I came over here, and he's like, yeah, I gave it away to everybody, blah, 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 blah. But, that's what my story's about, man. Fuck Poet, fuck all that shit. My story's about retribution, helping people out just like you. And Kyle, man, goddamn, man, let's give you a round of applause for what you're doing.
Thanks, bro. I
no,
appreciate
for real, man. If it wasn't for you, I mean, goddamn, Nelson and Kyle and Jason, you guys are the fucking winners, man.
Thanks, brother.
For real. You're doing so much for the federal inmates. You did so much for me. Just all right, everybody applause for Nelson. Nelson Rodriguez Jr.
I'd like to thank my mother. Love you, Mom.
Yeah. Man, you are fucking wonderful, man.
Thank you, brother.
And I'm number one on your channel, Honor Among Thieves.
You are.
Number one.
Number one.
Number one, bitch. Poet,
Now
bitch.
you're going to be number 1 and number 2 because this episode is probably going to be...
You damn right. I'm going to, Jason Voucherback, you have like 4 views. I have like 32 fucking thousand.
Jason,
bitch.
this guy just loves fucking with you.
Fuck
Jesus.
Jason. Fuck Jason. No, Jason Voucherback, he actually gave me my start in all this, to be honest.
He did.
And much respect to him. A big time guy, international drug smuggler, pill mill kingpin. I reached out to him. Keep this as well on your show. I reached out to him on TikTok. I'm just a normal fucking dude. I respected his story, and I was like, "Hey, Jason, I think my story would, impact lives." And he actually reached back out to me. What a stand-up dude, right? Like, Jason Voucherback to reach out to me, and he took heart of my story and he helped me out, Then the whole 1090 Jake thing started, and Kyle, and much love to Kyle as well. Kyle Sandler, love him. Federal prison tips. I mean, doing big fucking things, And he reached back out to me, and that's how this whole thing. It all started with you, man. You, Nelson.
Well, if it wasn't for them, we never would have met,
Dude. And my story's blown up because of you, Jason Voucherback, and Kyle Sandler. I wouldn't be the legal poet, right? Without you guys, man. And I highly respect it.
Appreciate that, brother. Well, I'm just happy. Like I said, I'm a storyteller, and you have a great story. So it's easy when you have an amazing story like yours. So before we move on to life after prison, there's one last thing that I forgot to mention.
Okay.
You had a run-in with the feds, didn't you?
Yes.
All right. Walk me through it. What happened there?
Okay, so when I got out of prison, I'm on 5 years probation now.
Right.
So I get out of prison. One of my old organization, one of my lieutenants actually, that was a part of my organization. When I got out of prison, I said, I can't go back to my old life. He said, I can get you a job as a telemarketer selling air conditioner parts.
Okay.
I'm a horrible salesman. If you have anything illegal to sell, especially cocaine and ecstasy, I can sell it. But anything legal, I can't sell that shit, man.
I would argue you're very charismatic and you're cutting yourself short, but go ahead.
I couldn't sell it. But anywho, my first job out of prison was a telemarketer. And I'm living with my mom, the king of the underground, living with his mom. Anywho, I'm at work one day, and the FBI shows up at her house.
At your mom's house?
Yes.
Holy shit.
And I'm at work. And my mom's cool, bro. She's with the program. And
Your mom's a gangster.
Yeah, she is. Today's her birthday, actually.
Mama Poet, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Mine's on Monday.
Okay. I know.
Right.
Yeah. I'm taking you to dinner this weekend before I go back to Tampa.
I would love nothing more.
Great. Black beans, rice, some Cuban shit. We're going. Yeah, I got you, bro. I love the Cubans.
You're the man.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm at work. The FBI shows up. My mom calls me at my job, and she's like, John, the FBI, they want to talk to you. I'm like, what? The FBI? What the fuck is the FBI showing? Oh, fuck. So I told my job, I'm like, I have a stomach ache. Oh, I got to go home. I can't. Oh, God, diarrhea. I got to go. So I go home, and she has a card for me, and I called the number, and they're like, the guy that answers, he's like, Mr. Thornton? I'm like, yes. He's like, you're also known as Poet, correct? I'm like, yes. He's like, we have your prison file, and we would like to speak to you. I'm like, okay. Do I need to speak with you? Is this like a main thing I got to speak with? Is it, They're like, yeah, we would like to speak to you. I'm like, well, I can't speak to you because I have to report it to my probation officer. They're like, we already talked to her.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Feds beat you to it.
Yeah, they did. I'm like, okay. They're like, you working at this this air conditioner company. I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, there's an empty lot right across the street. I'm like, yeah. They're like, could you meet us there tomorrow after you get off work about 5:30? I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking in my head, damn, they have this whole fucking
thing planned out.
They have, how do they know about an empty lot? I'm like,
because they've been following
what
you.
the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, yeah, sure. I'll meet you there. So after I get off work, I go over there and I'm sitting in this empty lot, and it's something out of a movie, bro. I'm sitting in this empty lot and a white van pulls in and it goes to the back of the lot. And about 5 to 8 minutes later, a car pulls up and a black and a white guy get out. And it's the funniest shit ever because the white guy, he comes walking up to me and he goes, I just want to let you know something. That's my brother. It's a black guy. I'm like, okay. And, what does that have to do with me? You know what I'm saying? And he goes, you're John Poet Thornton, right? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what's your name? He tells me his name. He tells me his buddy's name. He's like, we want to show you some photos. And I say to him right away, I was like, hey, man, I have to report this to my probation officer. I don't know what's going on here. Why you guys? He's like, well, you are you're the organized crime leader of the society. And I try to explain to him, like, listen, the society, it's just, I don't know where that name came from, blah, blah, blah. They didn't want to hear that shit. Nobody, and throughout my prison sentence, nobody wanted to hear that shit either. Whenever I try to explain to them what the society really is, nobody cared about that, bro. And the more I try to explain it, the more nobody cared, or the more they thought I was somebody. So it became better off for me if I just denied everything, or if I just said I'm retired from it. I'm not with that. So that's what I did with the FBI guys. I was like, listen, guys, I'm retired. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Like, we want to show you some mugshots. I'm like, okay. So they showed me some mugshots, and they showed me mugshots of the Aryan Brotherhood and the American Nazi guys I was telling you about in prison. And I was like, They're like, do you know these people? I'm like, nah. I was like, dude, I did 10 years. Like, I'm retired. I don't know anything about this. They're like, when's the last time you bought assault weapons? I'm like, I never bought an assault weapon in my fucking life. What the fuck are you guys talking about? But they kept on with this narrative, But they ended up leaving. But it was just the funniest shit. I'm like, I have the fucking FBI with a white van, bro. Like, what the fuck? And I knew, I should have told him. I wish I would have told him. And I regret I didn't tell him. But I would have, if I knew now what I knew then, I would have said, you guys didn't have to bring a fucking, a van with a guy recording me and videotape. Like, hey, who's in that white van? I should have walked up to the white van and knocked on it. But, I was scared. I didn't want to go back to prison at that point. But crazy, man. The Tales of Poet is crazy.
They never took you into custody?
No.
They never charged you?
No.
Holy shit. That's wild, though. It's interesting, though, because you're a state prison guy.
Yeah.
And then you get a taste of the feds.
Yeah.
You like I said, man, your story is very, I love how dynamic it is.
Yeah, the FBI declared me a domestic terrorist. My organization.
The FBI declared you a domestic terrorist.
Yes, I am domestic. My organization, what I created, the society, we are a domestic terrorist organization.
That's wild.
Yeah. Thanks, FBI. Good guys. Good fucking police work there. Well, they would never find out anyways, or nobody else would find out, because in my Tampa Bay Times article, they considered me the ringleader of a secret society group. So why the fuck am I going to give you my secrets? Secret, motherfucker. Poet, bitch.
So Jason the other day calls me up and we're actually building some of the stuff here, doing some construction work. And then we go to Lowe's, and on the way to Lowe's, he's like, bro, so you'll never guess what I heard the other day. I said, what's up? He's like, I got it on my probation officer was like, hey, you know, I have a lot of cop friends, and all those cop friends say they follow you and they like your stuff. And they follow all your friends too, and they watch it.
Oh, yeah. No, that's true.
So it's one thing to say that cops watch our shit, but it's another thing to know that cops are watching us.
Yeah, and I touched on it earlier. That's why I mix up my timeline with stories.
Right.
That's why I don't say names, you know, times, dates, certain things, because I know people watch your show. 100%. It's not because I'm worried about them coming after me. Everybody knows me. I'm worried about the people I dealt with, and I respect their privacy, and I don't want anybody trying to come after them. You know, because I always stand on fucking business, baby.
100%.
I'm a motherfucking poet, man. I never snitched on anybody. And I was facing a life. Dude, who does this? I've told this story 1,000 times. Who does this? I was facing a life fucking sentence. I was facing a death penalty, actually, and they wanted me to snitch on my connection. They told me if I snitched on my connection, they would give me a lesser time, and I did not. Who fucking does that? Who does it? I fucking did. I fucking did. That's fucking a fact, brother. I'll bring my fucking paperwork here. I will fucking show you. Who fucking does that? I did. I was facing a fucking death sentence, and I never snitched on my fucking connection.
That's commendable. Yeah. It's definitely commendable.
Damn fucking right. I'm a stand-up guy, baby. Yeah, that's what I do.
Question for you, since you brought that up.
Sure.
Paperwork.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to look that up in the state.
I don't know why. It's fucking public information, man.
All right, well
I post my paperwork on my TikTok, Instagram, John Poet Thornton. I post anything you want.
That's official.
My shit's up there, so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I've noticed. I've tried to look into some state cases, and it's just kind of like all over the place, but whatever. We'll talk about that later. All right. So you have your run-in with the feds.
Yeah. Cool. Cool guys, right?
It's
fucking they're assholes, man.
Yeah,
they truly are. They try to they were very aggressive. Like how they came at me were like aggressive as fuck.
That's the feds for you.
Like why can't you be nice? Hi, I am federal officer so and so.
Because they're the feds.
They would have maybe got some names out of me. I would have said I know who Nelson Rodriguez Jr. is. He is my connection. He's my Cuban connection. I will give you his social security number, his address.
Jesus.
That's where I was buying all my dope from. But they came at me very aggressive, so I didn't give them nothing. I didn't give up your name.
For the record, I've never sold dope in my entire life. I know the feds are watching. Anyway.
Yeah. Yes, he did. That was my connection.
Did not.
That was my connection. All right. That was my main bean plug.
Jesus.
The 3 to 5 kilos I was buying.
That is a lie.
It was through him. Like he forced me to do this.
Jesus. He's completely kidding, FBI. He's totally joking, DEA. Totally joking. All right.
I'm not.
Jesus Christ. Anyway.
I am.
All right.
I just want to make him sweat. He's prone to sweating.
All right. Fine.
I have a chicken named after him. I wouldn't fucking rat him out.
You do.
But that is my connection.
All right. So you run in with the feds.
Yeah.
After that, does life kind of come back to normal?
No.
All right. So tell me a little bit about what happens in life after you run in with the feds.
It was a horrible time, man. It was up and down. I mean,
your concept of money is also screwed up, I bet.
Screwed the fuck up. I mean, I just
probably
did
making $10 an hour.
It was
at that telemarketing job.
It was like $10.25, something like that. But yeah, it was fucked up.
Go from
plus the pride thing.
Oh yeah.
You know, pride. I used to be the king of shit, and now I'm not. So that was hurtful. But I'm a survivor, brother. I'll survive. But you put me under any fucking condition, I'm going to come out on top. I'm not going to fucking lay down. And if anybody that gets out of prison and they say that they have all this against them and I got the cops on me, my probation officer, the feds, the DEA, I can't find a job. Fuck you guys, you're weak. First of all. Fucking man up.
100%.
Do what you got to fucking do.
100%.
And I fucking did. I manned the fuck up. I did what I had to do. And, I went back to one of the old bars that I sold drugs at, and the owner loved me. And it was funny because I'm standing in line to go in this club, and the owner's outside, and she spots me. And she comes up to me and she goes, "Poet?" She's like, "I thought you had a life sentence." I'm like, "No, I'm out." She's like, "Get your ass in here." And, she brought me in and she let me work at her club. So I was a sound engineer at her club. I was running a door for her club. She needed events done at her club, so I started throwing events. And I brought her business up. I brought my business up. And, a thing called COVID hit. And it crashed me, crashed me totally. And I started a logistic business after that, after the money. I got married again, to a girl named Kim. Beautiful, beautiful woman. And I don't want to talk bad about her, man. I don't want to talk bad about anybody. That's not what my story's about, But what I will say is she totally fucking used me. If you know anything about a narcissist, she was a 1,000% a narcissist, bro. And I wish her the best. I don't want it. But yeah, she fucked me, But anywho, my old stomping grounds, Vegas. I fell in love with her. We got married in 2020. We flew out to Vegas with a whole bunch of people. I got married in the same chapel where they filmed the Hangover movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where the marriage scene happens.
Yeah.
Kim and I got married there in the same chapel. We have our wedding photos in the same scene. I'm a big Elvis fan, so our wedding photos is in front of Elvis's pink Cadillac.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because remember I told you in the first show I had connections out in Vegas. So why wouldn't fucking John Poet Thornton, baby, get married in Vegas? So get married to Kim in 2020. COVID hit. I had a bunch of money, legal money. Maybe it wasn't legal. Are you the fucking FBI over there? What the fuck is this? Anyways.
This guy.
Yeah. If I could tell you who's to my left, people. You know who this guy is to my left?
We'll leave that for another
Yeah,
time.
we'll leave that for another show. Fucking feds, bro.
I am eternally team FTF. You know what that means?
Yeah.
It means fuck the feds. That's
No,
what that
don't
means.
say that.
Yeah, fuck the feds.
They're here for us.
Yeah, they're here to fuck us.
No, no, you're not Kyle.
Kyle. Anyway.
Anywho.
All right. So COVID hits. You get married.
I get married.
Okay.
She milked me for everything, basically. I mean, I had legal money, good money. If you ever dealt with a narcissist, man, I was in a what they call a love trauma bond. You ever heard of that?
No.
Yeah, look it up, man. People that are watching, if you know what I'm talking about, when a narcissist gets you in a trauma bond, like you keep on going back to the abuse. They will crush you and you'll leave, but you'll keep on going back. And I'm John Poet Thornton, baby, but goddamn, I love this woman, and I kept on going back for the abuse. And if somebody's dating my ex-wife now, you fucking know she's crazy as fuck, and good luck to you. But yeah, I kept on going back to her, man. And she drained me for everything I had. She actually left me homeless.
Wow.
So yeah, the king of the underground, the king of Tampa.
Fucking homeless.
This guy, I was homeless for 3 fucking weeks, man.
That's wild.
3 weeks living in a fucking tent.
What was it like to, at one point in your life, be a major drug dealer pushing anywhere between 15 to 20 keys a month, making hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, to ending up homeless? Like, what's the dichotomy in your mentally? Like, what? Because again, your concept of money is all fucked up, right?
Yeah.
So what? Tell me about that.
I can't even tell you in words, man. Well, it was a tough one. To know that, you made a mistake out of loving someone, and that's what brought you to where you're at. And, it goes with the story with Nick, Nick is disappointed in me. A lot of people are disappointed in me because people don't realize there's two different persons here, all right? There's John, who is the real me, and there's Poet. And people get disappointed when I'm not Poet. You don't want fucking Poet around, all right? Poet's dead. Poet's been dead for a long time. I'm John now. So when I was homeless, who was fucking coming for John? There was nobody fucking there. People only used me for when I was Poet, for what I could provide for them, what I could do for them, whatever it was. Nobody truly loved me for fucking John. And that's what I realized when I was in that fucking tent. But I'm a fucking survivor, like I told you. And I left that. I left all that shit. I left Nick. I left Kim. I left all them fucking so-called friends. Who was my fucking friend? Who was giving me a couch to sleep on? You know what I mean? Fuck all that. Like I told you, I had thousands of movie star friends, rock star friends, and I held the key to the city. We shouldn't even call it the key to Tampa. We should call it the white bag or the pill bag of Tampa, because I controlled that. I had the white bag. I can get and do whatever the fuck I wanted. But there was nothing for people to use me for anymore, because I didn't have the drugs. I didn't have the power. I didn't have the money. I was just John in a fucking tent. And I pulled myself out of that tent, brother. And for the last 2 years, I've been shoveling fucking concrete. And I don't like them fucking monikers anymore about, I'm the king of the underground. I am this, I'm that. Because none of that means anything. I'm John. I'm out of prison. I met you. That's who I am. I have my chickens. I want to pass on love. I want to pass on kindness. I want to be the friend to others that I never had. I want to be the person that says, I'll be with you forever. Because people like to talk like I'll be with you forever. I mean, Nick, he was my friend for 20 years. And he turned his back on me. Over some dumb shit. Everybody else did as well. But I'm not going to be that guy. When John Poet Thornton says he's with you, I'm with you. And I'm the godfather to Nick's kid. JJ. But I'm always going to be there for Nick. I love Nick. I don't have any ill will for anyone. And I hope they don't have any ill will for me. If I could carry on a legacy, I want to help out the Brandon Ward that's in prison over injustice. I want to help out Big G, my dog, George, that's got locked up. And what you guys are doing here with federal prison tips and helping out prisoners that are getting out, that's what I want to fucking do, man. Fuck this story. Fuck John Poet Thornton. Fuck the white Tony Montana. Fuck the king of the underground. I just want to help people, man. That's it.
I love that, brother. It's kind of like that roller coaster of things, because I can relate, right? Everybody wanted to be my friend when I was committing fraud.
Of course.
Everybody wanted to be my friend when I had money.
Yeah.
In spite of them knowing what I did for that money.
Right.
Right? In spite of them knowing that I acquired that money through illegal means. They didn't care.
No.
They wanted to be my friend. But then as soon as the FBI came, and I was broke and I had nothing to offer, they throw you to the curb. It's just
I was such an enabler. There was a time, this was fucking, 25 years ago. I get a call one night. I'm asleep. I get a call, and this girl on the other side of the phone, she's crying. She's like, "Poet, stop selling my fiance drugs." And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" She's like, I'm about to have our son in 2 months. He's draining our banking account, our trust fund for our unborn child, because he's been taking the money out of the trust fund and giving it to you, buying ecstasy. Please stop selling him drugs. I'm, 4 in the fucking morning, I'm blown away by this. I'm like, this guy is draining his own unborn kid's trust fund account because of the addiction he has to ecstasy.
All right, so before we move on to the next subject, let's touch upon something.
Yeah.
What the fuck was the cocaine Olympics?
Oh shit, man! So when I would hold parties at my house, I had a bar at my house, and we would lay out a gram of cocaine, 2 grams of cocaine, at my bar, and people would race each other to see who could finish it all. We had like a whole team set up, and we would like whoever didn't finish, we would put out like measuring tapes, like who won. It was a big fucking thing at my house, man. And it was this guy. He don't want me to mention his name. He wants to be called the biker. I'll call him the biker. 1% biker, by the way. Maybe the same 1% biker that I got ran out of fucking town, Nick. Fuck you, Nick. I never got ran out of any town. But anyways, this biker, he was also security at one of the clubs I sold out of that was on my team. But yeah, the cocaine Olympics was a big fucking thing in my house, man. And we had like rules, like if you wanted to challenge the cocaine Olympics champion, like you had to pay for both grams. But the biker never lost. Like if you ever challenged the biker, you're gonna lose, my friend. Like he held the thing. We actually we made a crown for the cocaine Olympics champion. It was serious. It was a big thing at my fucking house. He's gonna laugh about it whenever he watches this. But yeah, I also have to tell you, that same guy at the Tampa Hard Rock, I had a prominent band that came out to the Hard Rock to get drugs from me. And their band name is actually a vegetable. I'm not going to tell you what one.
You guys can figure that out.
Yeah. But they roped off the whole center bar for us. And my friend Casey Jones, that was a reality TV star, he was there. And I purchased $10,000 worth of champagne that night. I actually have a picture. You can check it out on my social media. I'm in a fucking gold flake bathtub in a Tampa Hard Rock after I purchased $10,000 in champagne. I have to tell you this funny story too. Whenever the reality TV star Casey Jones would come to see me, we would go to strip clubs in Tampa, and we had a thing of who can throw out the most money. And he always lost because I always had the most money than him because I was a drug dealer. He was a reality TV star. But whenever you buy money at a strip club, they give it to you in blocks, and they gave him like a solid $100 bills, and they stick together. So he's going up to the stripper with this $100. He takes the label off, and he's gonna, throw it to the stripper, right?
How much? 10,000?
No, $100.
Hundreds in singles.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay.
So, but we would blow about 10,000. I mean, maybe more, right? But we would do it in $100. But he took the label off the $100 in ones, and he threw it at the stripper. But they were new, so they stuck together, so it didn't move. So this whole block of ones is going to her. It hits her in the fucking face, bro. Knocks her off the fucking pole.
Oh my God.
As soon as it hits her in the face, it explodes. all in ones. But yeah, crazy. Casey Jones and I. Yeah, have a crazy time. We actually almost died in a limo once. The limo driver took a detour down a flooded street in Ybor City, and it flooded the whole fucking limo. And it was water up to our knees in a fucking limo.
Wow.
Yeah, and the limo was actually floating down 7th Avenue like a fucking boat. I mean, yeah, I have crazy stories, man. But what else? What other story do you want?
All right, so let's transition into a major talking point of why we were gonna do part 2.
Okay.
You had a close relationship with George Jung.
Yes, George Jung, Boston George. If you don't know who he is, they made the movie Blow. Johnny Depp played him in the movie. He was, everybody knows who Pablo Escobar was. That was his right-hand man. George Jung brought all the cocaine into America in the 70s and 80s. And him and I became great friends. I spent the last few years of his life with him, man. It was probably the most intimate, most wonderful time in my life to meet someone I looked up to, and for him to love me as much as he loved me. And he would always tell me, he called me Kid, that was his nickname. And he would say, Kid. He had a raspy Boston voice. He goes, Kid, you ain't got shit on me. Fuck you, kid. But George was the most wonderful person ever. And if you ever watched the movie Blow, Johnny Depp, like, oh my God, he did him right in the movie. Funny story about George and I. In the movie, it shows with him with Carlos Slater. In the movie, they called him Diego Delgado. He gets shot in the shoulder in a hotel with a drug deal gone bad when Carlos Slater was trying to steal his connection. But it's kind of ironic because George and I were in a hotel together, and I asked him about that scene in the movie because that was my favorite scene. I said, did you really get shot in the shoulder? And he shows me the bullet wound where he literally got shot.
So that really happened?
Yeah. And he goes, hey, kid, I got shot in the ass, too, when I was running from the Federale jumping in my plane. Do you want to see that? I said, yes, I would love to. I would love to see when you got shot in the ass, too, George. But, George is great, man. I'll share this. I haven't shared this with many people, but when I met George, he got bit by a brown recluse spider in his toe. He had his toe amputated, and he was in a wheelchair. And I had a Jaguar at the time, and I was taking him out of my Jaguar, getting him back into his wheelchair, bringing him back into his house, and he grabbed me by the hand and he said, "Kid, I want to let you know that I think you're an amazing person, and I love you." And coming from, goddamn, that's George Jung, Boston fucking George, saying that to me, like Boston George was the king of fucking cocaine, baby, and yeah, that was very important. My idol, somebody, because George and I, we had similar lives. My life is actually a smaller version of Blow. I get where George was coming from because we all had him and I, we had the same thing: betrayal, money, love, the whole thing, fame. But for someone like him to say that to me, that he loved me, it meant the world to me. And I was actually going to be at his funeral. Johnny Depp, that played him in the movie, was going to be there, but he was going through the Amber Heard stuff at the time, the court stuff. So I never got to meet Johnny Depp. I would love to. Johnny Depp never made it to the funeral, but they spread his ashes on the East Coast and the West Coast. But Boston George, man.
You said something pretty cool to me that I thought was crazy. George Jung made no money off Blow, and the only money he did make was because of Johnny Depp.
Right. Yeah, they gave him $250,000 for it. That's it.
How did the story go? Johnny apparently went to go meet him, right?
Right,
Or something
in
like
prison.
That. In prison.
Yeah, and he watched how George talked, how George moved. He actually had George walk around the visitation room and just tell him stories because he's one of them actors where he could, mimic, whatever.
Method actor.
Yeah, method. Yeah, exactly. And it's crazy as shit because Johnny Depp was spot on with it. Spot on. Like the way you see how Johnny Depp played him, that's how he is in real life. The non-filter camels, how George would go, what? Like that's, when I was I picked him up from the airport and he's in my car and I said something to him and George was like, what? And I felt like that was Johnny Depp and I'm like, oh my fucking God, And it's funny because when I picked him at the airport, I was like, George, you like Jaguars? He's like, I fucking hate Jaguars. Where's the fucking Ferrari at? He's like, I had fucking 4 Ferraris. What the fuck is wrong with you, kid? You need to fucking step up your game. Love George, man.
How'd you meet him?
I met him through, because I had that event company when I got out of prison. And I wanted, I heard that he fell on bad times. So I reached out through the website that he was running. And I met him through this guy named Antonio. And I wanted to book him to do book signings because that's how he was making his money at the time, book signings, that sort of thing. So I wanted to bring him to different states to promote that. So I reached out, and they contacted me immediately. And I was like, I was doubtful. I was like, no, this can't happen like this. It was too easy. No, there was no way. I was like, can you put me on the phone with him? Like, I need to talk to this guy to know this is real. And sure enough, like, he called me. And I'm not starstruck, bro. I've dealt with movie stars. I fucked movie stars. I fucked porn stars. Like none of that shit matters to me. But that one did. Whenever he called me, I was like, sir, is this Boston George? Really cool guy, man. That's how we met. And I helped him out. And there's no happy ending to this, right? Like, you have to remember, Boston George, he was making $3 to $5 million per day. $3 to $5 million per day. His domestic partner, Rhonda, she has heart failure right now, man. She works at fucking Subway, bro. She can't get her bills paid right now. All over social media, she is she's asking people to help her. So if anybody watching this show, please, for me, if you love Boston George, help out Rhonda. Check her out, Rhonda Jung. That's her name on Facebook, all social media. Help out Rhonda. Tell her Poet sent you. Send her $5, send her $10, send her. She's trying to sell like little fucking George stuff just to get her by. Help her out for me. Help out Brandon Ward, free Big G. If you guys know anybody that has a screenplay or can write some shit, make a movie in my life, help me out with that. But this is what it's about, man. That's what Poet's about now.
Brother, this has been great.
Yeah, you said that last time. It's been great.
No,
I have 30. I have the most views on his fucking channel. That's all he says to me. This has been great.
It's fantastic. Your story's
fantastic. Now I get fantastic.
Your story's one of a kind.
It's one of a kind.
It really is.
Come on.
One of a kind.
Come on. Say something.
The fuck do you want me to say, boy?
I want you to say something Come on, do it some Cuban shit. Like
Some Cuban shit?
yeah.
But
Like you are like a Cuban sandwich to me, poet. Like
I don't want to eat you, so I'm not going to.
yeah, you got to say that. You got to say I want to treat you like Kyle Sandler treated his husband in prison.
That wouldn't be accurate. So, no,
No, please
I ain't getting none of that.
don't
poo,
cut
bro.
any ass puss. Please don't cut any of this out, man.
I won't.
Let's help out Rhonda Jung, Facebook. Let's help out Brandon Ward. Let's help out Big G. That's what I'm here for, man. Fuck my story. Fuck all that boastful shit. I'm a survivor. I'll always survive. I think God gave me this platform to help out people like them, and that's why I'm here, man. And shit, what you guys are doing on the 10 Toes podcast, on the Honor Among Thieves, helping out prisoners. Fucking goddamn, you guys are doing it, man.
Thanks.
This is wonderful. It brought me to tears today when you gave me a tour of this building. What you guys are doing, man. Holy fuck. It's amazing. You're fucking amazing. Not Eddie. I don't like Eddie. He's on probation, so we're not going to talk about him.
Anyway.
Fuck Eddie.
All right. So I typically.
I love you, man.
I saved this for part 2.
Yeah.
I always wrap up asking the same
You want to do a
questions.
lightning round real quick?
Actually.
Lightning round? Let's do a lightning round.
Why not? All right.
All right. All right.
5 questions.
All
Ready?
right. Let's go.
Craziest amount of drugs you ever sold in one transaction.
Woo! Can't tell you that.
Oh, my God.
I can't. I'm sorry.
Most absolutely insane thing you ever saw in prison.
Can't tell you that.
Are you fucking kidding me? You're going to
I
plead the
can't.
fifth on
I'm
all
sorry.
the questions?
I can't tell you.
What's your favorite memory of Boston George?
The time when I got him out of the car and he told me he loved me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you regret anything you've ever done?
Yes.
What was it?
We have to do a part 3 on that, man.
All right. We'll do that on part 3 then. And number 5, what would you go back and tell a 20-year-old poet that was about to start in the drug game? What would you tell him today?
Buy chickens and don't.
Buy chickens, don't sell dope. Gotcha. All right, brother. So, wrapping up, I always wrap it up the same way. First question, what's next for Poet? Or, in this case, what's next for John Thornton?
I hope that, with your help, you guys have been wonderful to me, man. I'm crying. I have shades on, but I'm crying. And I just dropped the mic. Don't worry, Eddie. I hope that somebody writes a movie, a screenplay or a book about me. And
We know a few people. We'll connect you with the right people. We got you.
That's what I want. I want to help people, bro. I destroyed a lot of lives, man.
I can tell you're a changed man, brother. That's why we're friends. I would argue I wouldn't be friends with Poet. You know, I'll be friends with John Thornton, though.
No. That's who I am now.
Stand-up guy. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And I appreciate everybody that reached out to me. Please continue that. You don't know how much it means to me when everybody reaches out to me. It's great, bro.
You got a hell of a story.
That's in this shit. Po, bitch.
All right. So we're almost done. Second, as far as legacy, like, how do you want to be remembered?
Chickens.
Chickens. For the chicken coop.
Yeah.
Raising good chickens. I love that. Third question, do you believe in redemption?
Yeah.
Last question, do you believe you've redeemed yourself?
I'm trying, man.
In your eyes, what would bring you back? What would say, all right, I've redeemed myself, in your opinion?
Nothing would.
Everybody has a chance to come back, brother. Don't beat yourself up.
Not me.
Definitely you. You of all people. You're a very different man than you used to be.
Yeah. Good, man.
All right, brother. I appreciate you doing this part 2 with me. We went pretty deep. Last thing, how can people connect with you?
Don't. John Poet Thornton, man.
TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. All right, guys. Part 2 with the white Tony Montana.
There it is. You
There it
fucking
is.
got it.
They got what they wanted.
They got what you wanted.
All right. Well, as always.
I got a stack of money. That's what I'm taking, bitches. That's what I got for this show. You see this shit? Taking it home with me.
Push it to the limit. The world is yours. If you're not chasing a dream, life is meaningless.
Poet, bitch, ass, puss.
Say goodnight to the bad guy.
Crying like a bitch over here, bro. That's why I wear shades.
So say goodnight to the bad guy.
You looking at the bad guy. This the last time that you ever see a bad guy like me. You don't have the guts to be who you wanna be.